Jodi Arias, perhaps one of the most fascinating criminal defendants that I have seen in quite some time. And part of it is because she talks a lot, and we have a lot of her interpretation of events and what's going on, and her moods and her mannerisms, the way she speaks. Psychologist Seth Meyers joins me now to try to work our way through it. Great to see you, Seth. Let's start here with the phone sex recording, because that's a different Jodi Arias than I'm seeing on the witness stand. So is one the real Jodi Arias and one is a different Jodi Arias?
Well, I think the phone tapes are the real Jodi Arias. That's where you see, I think, the conflict. I think there are really two major parts of her. One is sort of the conscious part of her, the part of her that wants to be good and comes across as soft-spoken, wants to be liked, is very sweet and seductive. The other part of her, though, is angry, feels that she's not worth anything, seeks out experiences to confirm what she feels she's worth. So it doesn't surprise me at all that she said in the phone tape, you know, that is so debasing what you just said. I like it, because that's exactly how she feels about it. She's looking to feel exploited and used on an unconscious level.
I want you to take a listen to some more of Jodi Arias in that conversation. Or no, this is actually from a testimony, but take a listen.
Sometimes when we did those things, it made me feel loved, depending on how we acted during the incident.
During the sexual interaction, right?
Yeah.
You felt, when you were engaged, what you seem to be telling us is that when you were engaging in sexual behavior with Mr. Alexander, you felt completely loved by him.
At times.
All right, Seth, how about that equating the sex with love?
Yeah, you know, she couldn't say it any better herself. That is exactly what she feels her worth is. That's the love that she thinks is the best she's ever going to get, is what she can get sexually. So sex is the vehicle for her. Sex is her ticket out, so to speak. She really doesn't imagine a world where she could be loved for who she is. Why? Because deep down, this is a woman who is like a shell of a person who feels incredibly empty. And I'll tell you what that means. What that causes is her to look for a man to attach herself to. She is almost like a parasite looking for a host.
All right, let me ask you this, Seth. Let me ask you this, because this really gets us to the ultimate issue, I think, for this jury, which is this a woman who's being abused and is seeking out someone to abuse her, or is this a woman obsessed who ends up being fatally attracted to this man?
So this is a woman who I believe was not abused in any way by Travis. I don't believe a word she says about the way he treated her in some negative way. Yeah, I think he was very sexual and exploited her sexually, but I think she's co-signed on that, and she was looking for that. So, you know, I really think we need to take what she says in the trial with a grain of salt.
All right, stick around, Seth. Got more for you. In Florida, one question for Jodi Arias.
My question is, what would she recommend for young girls her age to do if they find themselves in a similar situation, in an abusive relationship that way?
Let me go to Seth Meyers on that, because that's something that we probably have viewers who are legitimately going through a situation like this. What would you suggest to them, Seth?
Yeah, for those that this really applies to, you're in an abusive relationship, even if it has an abusive flavor, tell your friends, tell at least a couple people, and talk it through with them. They will help give you the support and strength you need.